Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Belchan.
I'm Nimakong.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Sec 4 of A Tale of Two Cities, Book the Second, Golden Third.
As.
Ah.
A Tale of Two Cities, Book the Second, Golden Thread. Charles Dickens. Sec 4. The Shadow. And all the race? Inquired the first. The shadow and all the race returned to forage. The hungry men repeated, in a rapturous croak, magnificent, and began gnawing another finger. Are you sure? Asked Act 2. Of Defarge. That no embarrassment can arise from our manner of keeping the register. Without doubt it is safe, for no one beyond ourselves can decipher it. But shall we always be able to decipher it? I ought to say. Jack returned to Defarge, drawing himself up. If Madam my wife undertook to keep the register in her memory alone, she would not lose a word of it, not a syllable of it. In her own stitches and her own symbols, it will always be as plain to her as the sun. Confide in Madame Defarge. It would be easier for the weakest vulture in that lives to erase himself from existence. There was a murmur of confidence and approval, and then the man who hungered. Aloud. Is this rustic to be sent back in? I hope so. He is very simple. He knows nothing, said Defarge. I charge myself with him. Let him remain with me. I will take care of him and set him on his road. He wishes to see the fine world of King, the Queen, and Court. What? Exclaimed the hungry man. Stein. Is it a good sign? Shack, said Defarge. Judiciously show a cat milk. If you wish her to thirst for it, judiciously show a dog his natural prey. Nothing more was said, and the mender of roads, being found already dozing on the topmost stair, was advised to lay himself down on the pellet bed and take some rest. He needed no persuasion, and was soon asleep. Worse quarters than Defarge's wine shop could easily have been found in Paris for a provincial slave of that degree. Saving for a mysterious dread of Madame by which he was constantly haunted, his life was very new and agreeable. But Madame sat all day at her counter, so expressly unconscious of him, anything below the surface, that he shook in his wooden shoes whenever his eye lighted on her. For to pretend that she had seen him do a murder and afterwards flay the victim. She would infallibly go through with it until the play was played out. Therefore, when Sunday came, Madame was to accompany Monsieur and himself to Versailles. It was additionally disconcerting to have Madame knitting all the way there, in a public conveyance. It was additionally disconcerting yet to have Madame in the crowd in the afternoon of the King and Queen. You work hard, Madame, said a man near her. Yes, answered Madame Defarge. What do you make? For instance, returned Madame Defarge composedly. The man moved a little further away, as soon as he could, and the mender of roads found himself with his blue cap, feeling it mightily close and oppressive. If he needed a king and queen to restore him, he was fortunate in having his remedy at hand. Poirot. Soon the large-faced king and the fair-faced queen came in their golden coach, attended by the shining bull's-eye of their court, a glittering multitude of laughing ladies and fine lords, disdainful faces of both sexes. The mender of roads bathed himself, so much to his temporary intoxication, that he cried, "Long live the king! Long live the queen! Long live everybody and everything!" As if he had never heard of ubiquitous Jack in his time. And there were gardens, courtyards, terraces, fountains, green banks, more king and queen, more bullseye, more lords and ladies, more long live they all, until he absolutely wept with sentiment. During the whole of this scene, which lasted some 3 hours, he had plenty of shouting and weeping and sentimental company, and throughout Defarge held him by the collar, tearing them to pieces. "Bravo," said Defarge, clapping him on the back when it was over, like a patron. The mender of roads was now coming to himself, and was mistrustful of having made a mistake in his late demonstrations. But no. "You are the fellow we want," said Defarge, in his ear. "You make these fools believe that it will last forever, and they are the more insolent." "Hey," cried the mender of words, reflectively, "these fools know nothing, while they despise your breath, and would stop it forever and ever. Horses or dogs, they only know what your breath tells them. Let it deceive them. Then, a little longer." Madame Defarge looked superciliously at the client, and nodded in confirmation. "As to you," said she, "you would shout and shed tears for anything, if it made a show and a noise. They, truly, by that, I think so. If you were shown a grey heap of dolls, on advantage, you would pick out the richest and gayest. They, truly, yes. Yes. And if you were shown a flock of birds, unable to fly, and were set upon them to strip them of their feathers for your own advantage, you would set upon the birds of the finest feathers. It is true. To be continued.